Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring, where we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. Our mission is to empower gym owners and coaches to feel confident when talking about nutrition to their members and their communities. Today, I'm interviewing Arielle Murray, the head nutrition coach at Cigar City CrossFit in Tampa, Florida. I remember doing the free call with their gym owner, Ben. He was looking to support his nutrition program and coach by providing her a system so she could scale their program. In this episode, we talk about how she has gained momentum with her program and what she's really done, and what she is doing to empower her team of nutrition coaches at this point. Lastly, we talk about the owner-coach relationship and how it has really set their program up for success. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business Podcast. Today, I'm so excited to have one of our nutrition coaches from a fellow Florida gym, CrossFit Cigar City. Arielle, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on.
We actually got to meet in person a few weeks ago at a CrossFit competition. I'm like, man, we need to do a podcast, have you come on, because you have such a cool story personally with nutrition, and it's really been able to carry over to help clients at Cigar City make nutrition a bigger priority. Talk to me a little bit about how your personal story has helped grow the nutrition program.
Yeah, so I initially got interested in nutrition when I was in high school. I was diagnosed with celiac disease, and I had to completely shift the way that I ate. I had to cut out all gluten, and it took me about a year to recognize the effects of switching to gluten-free, just because my body needed that time to heal. And through that process, I was able to learn how my body reacts to certain things is different than how the person next to me reacts and the person next to them. So it was very interesting. And that's what initially just sparked my interest. And I have been an athlete most of my life. I grew up playing soccer, and I started CrossFit in 2010. And then about 6 years into CrossFit, I switched to Olympic weightlifting. So I competed for a few years. So my goals have shifted and changed. And at certain points, I had to be very specific on my food options and in order to manage body weight. So with weightlifting, you weigh in at a certain time. So I needed to make sure I was fueled properly and performing the best I could, but then also within that weight class. And then now this year, my focus is just health and wellness. I'm kind of trying a little bit of everything. So my goals have shifted and changed, and it's been really fun to adjust what I'm doing and go back to the basics, because taking the precision nutrition certification and going through Healthy Steps Nutrition, it brought me back to, okay, the foundational habits are what we really need to drill in on. And once you get those, then we can slowly layer in other pieces. And I just really enjoy helping people make it simple. And I know that's your motto is, something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. So bringing it back to the basics and helping people realize what their short-term goals, long-term goals are, and then giving them direct action steps to make it very simple and very clear is amazing. And it's really cool because it works. And the accountability and the extra support is just really awesome to see how we're changing people's lives.
You're doing such an incredible job. And, one of the things we talk about as nutrition coaches and even gym owners, you have to practice what you preach. And the fact that you've been through so many different things, like you can relate on the performance goal side and, weightlifting goal side, but then also, hey, I'm in this phase of my life right now where there's a lot of crazy things going on and I just want to be healthy and I just need to be consistent with my eating. So, I think that's a really cool perspective, and it gives you more confidence as a nutrition coach because you do practice what you preach.
Yeah. And I think it's really important for any type of coach to be fully in what they are teaching. Because if you don't truly believe it, and practice it, then you won't be able to speak to it as well. So going through, like I said, the basic habits, it may seem really simple, but it's what works, and it makes it easier to coach people because I've been through so many different types of nutrition protocols.
I think some people come to you when they hire a nutrition coach. They think they need to be put on this magical diet, and there's going to be like all these crazy things that they have to follow. And they're like shocked when they're like, this is all you want me to do? Is that simple? Like, yes, you be consistent with this one thing, and then we will make it more complicated as the time goes on if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be complicated, right?
Yeah. And that's what a couple of my clients last week when I did check-in said that I had like 2 new nutrition clients that started, and we did their first weekly check-in. And that's what they said. They're like, is it like this week was easy? It was fine. My consistency was a 9 or a 10. Like, I feel great. Like, what's next? So it's great to be able to set those habits that are realistic for clients wherever they're starting, and then slowly build on that versus giving them too many habits to start and then feeling like you're quote unquote failing and then having to backtrack. So it's a lot of fun.
You're doing such an awesome job. And the cool thing that, if anyone, will link your social media handle below this podcast episode, but if you go to your personal page, you practice what you preach and you share your story, which has been able to help you relate with others because they know that you walk the walk. You share that story on a regular basis and people relate to that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I always like to refer things back to weightlifting because it's one of my like major passions. But it's not always going to be easy. And it's very easy to ping pong back and forth and feel like you're not making progress with regards to anything, nutrition or just life in general. But I think addressing those struggles and making it known like, hey, I struggle too. I have my own struggles, and it's tough. And especially this year, we're going through a lot, and acknowledging it. And then, okay, what's a plan we can put in place to help you move closer to those goals that you want?
Absolutely. And, if you're a nutrition coach or a gym owner listening to this, that's an important step that you can take without having a comprehensive nutrition program. Just start sharing some of the struggles you have or the healthy tips that you use to help you stay on track. People relate to that. Like, one of the most popular things, and people talk to me about it all the time, like, hey, Nicole, I have a really big sweet tooth. I started doing Greek yogurt with chocolate chips and it really helps me. Perfect. Like, that is exactly what I use. I'm glad it's helped you too. So, sharing your struggles is really, really great. Another thing I want to talk to you about is, I remember when you guys signed up and I had a conversation with Ben. He's like, I have a rock star nutrition coach. She's going to be great. And we're going to blow this program out of the water. I'm like, okay, awesome. Like, I love your enthusiasm. And truthfully, it's been less than a year. You guys really have. You've been able to grow a nutrition team now. What is something that you look for? You have a couple of nutrition coaches underneath you. When you're bringing someone on to help support the role of the program, what are the characteristics you look at when you're bringing someone on to your team?
So we love hiring within our community first. So looking within our community, our members, prior nutrition clients, but mainly someone that has a story of their own that motivates them to want to improve their lifestyle and then help improve the lifestyle of those around them. And having people that love creating connections, and, we're in the relationship business. So being able to sit down and have very in-depth and very personal conversations with people and their goals, and, they're just dumping out all their, feelings. And it's important to have someone that enjoys doing that, truly enjoys doing that. And our two nutrition coaches now, Danette was a prior client of mine for about a year, and then she's been with the gym for a few years. So she started the internship process back in March and then went through HSN. She's crushing it. So it's cool that she has that background information and she's been through the process. She has her own story and now she's able to reflect it and help others. And Courtney's the same way. We all have different coaching styles, which I think is awesome. And Courtney she's 2 years sober, and she does an excellent job creating connections with people that have been through that same process and that practice sobriety or struggle with sobriety, and creating a plan for them to build healthy habits. And when they struggle with something in specific, she's able to connect the dots and be able to help them in, that aspect. And we're actually in the process of hiring another nutrition coach. So we're bringing on an additional team member, which is really exciting. But yeah.
I love it. We actually had a conversation about you adding another nutrition coach. I'm like, I think you need to hire a dietitian this time. Like, you need someone that can help with medical nutrition therapy in-house, so that you can support your clients and really reach more people, right? You guys have done such an amazing job. And I love that you guys are looking at within first, because if you have been through your own transformation yourself, you can really have empathy and understand what people are going through. And all of you guys have been through your own transformations yourselves. And you're right, you have your own stories. I love that. A cool thing that I love looking at with your team in particular is you have such a great relationship with Ben, who really gives you the autonomy of running this program however big you want it, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about the relationship that you guys have and how you guys, it trickles down, right? You work with Ben, and then you're working with all those nutrition coaches. Talk to me about that relationship that you guys have.
Yeah. So after researching HSN and hearing all the amazing things that the gyms that work with you had to say, we decided as a team that HSN was the way to go. There's no hesitation, and it was the best option for growing the nutrition team. And Ben immediately told me to sign up. And originally I was going to go through it on my own, and then he realized just how in-depth the program was, and he hopped on it right away. So we had weekly meetings where we would sit down and go through the training program. He didn't plan on coaching, but he knew that as an owner, he had to know the structure and how the flow was going to go and the process of running the program. And then the resources that he's provided. So he revamping the website, creating printed collateral, marketing, the ability of hiring the other 2 coaches, and providing connections within the community. And we do monthly touch bases where we have set goals for each quarter, and I provide him all the numbers for those and how we're in line with the goals that we set. And then he's able to pick out any gaps that we see, and we work together as a team to improve the nutrition program as a whole. But yeah, Ben has been extremely supportive in the process and continually asking, what do you need? What can I do for you? Because he's in the background, maybe not necessarily out there, in the wild, as he would say. But he's in the background providing me what I need, so then I can give my coaches what they need, and then in turn give our members what they need as well.
I think at the end of the day, and this is a conversation I have with so many gym owners, you cannot wear all the hats, and everyone needs someone like you to help run the program so that you can really empower someone on your staff to make this as big as they want, but you're there to provide some of the support and connections behind the scenes so that you have everything that you need, all the resources you need to grow it to where you want it to be. I love the fact that you guys are setting quarterly goals. And, you had mentioned before we started recording today, you guys already set 2021 goals, right? Like, where's your program going to be a year from now? And it's so important to have those goals, right? Like, what does that goal setting do for you? And what does it do for the coaches underneath you?
So it gives us an overview of what we truly want with the program. And if you don't have a goal, just like with nutrition coaching, if you don't have a goal, then how do you know if what you're doing is working? Are you moving towards that goal? Are you improving? So setting some solid numbers and determining how we want our program to go, knowing that there may be changes along the way. And it's
COVID might hit.
Yeah, the pandemic, that was a big one. But yeah, knowing that it may change, but those goals are set to help keep us accountable, and they give us something to refer back to. And looking back at the beginning of this year, we had a mentoring call with Liz yesterday, seeing how far we've come just since February. But then in this day, if I have tunnel vision, I'm like, man, I need to do this. I need to do that. I haven't done this yet. But in the long run, we've checked off all of the boxes that we set for ourselves. And that recognizing that gives us the confidence to, okay, we can, moving forward, we've hit everything we need to, and this is the action plan.
I love it. How far has your program come since February?
Yeah, so I came on when I started HSN, I already had about 20 nutrition clients. And then realizing all the regulations in Florida, I knew immediately we had to somehow get a backed program. And when I found you guys, I knew it was perfect. So after I went through the process, we did all the initial revamping of the website and marketing. And then we hired 2 nutrition coaches. We've doubled the amount of nutrition clients that we had back in January, February timeframe. And then when we launched the program, it was in April, May timeframe. So we decided to do a virtual challenge, and it was our very first one. It was extremely successful, and I think a lot of people in the community needed it, and it was cool. We did the Facebook group that you recommended, and we were able to build a community, and then launch the 4-week challenge. And we opened the gym back up probably 2 or 3 weeks after we ended that challenge. So it was a great segue back into everything reopening. And then since then, we've, on the marketing side, Courtney does all of our Instagram content. So she's very structured in that aspect. Danette takes care of the email marketing side. And then I do a lot of the website updates. So we all have very structured and specific roles for the marketing side. And then we've started to tap into partnerships. So we created a partnership with a local restaurant in Ybor, and we did a free nutrition seminar about 2.5 weeks ago, which was amazing. It was great. We had in person, we had about 25 people in person, and then about 20 people on Zoom. I offered it virtual as well. And the general manager at that restaurant has been a long-term member at Cigar City. So it was too easy. I sat down with him and I said, why didn't we do this sooner? Like we could have done this so long ago, but it was great to be able to connect with him and create some healthy options for their menu. And then, now we have an ongoing relationship. Well, they'll be able to provide, food for us at community events. We'll do community events at their restaurant. And then you put us in contact with the Naked Farmer. So we're going to tap into that partnership. And I have a couple other gyms. We have a long-term connection with a jiu-jitsu gym, and we're going to do a free nutrition seminar there and continue to offer just like as much support to the community as we can. And then corporate wellness is another thing on our list that we're trying to tap into.
I love that. And corporate wellness really starts from the same way that you started the first restaurant, right? Like who in your current circle can connect you with someone. Those warm connections are always the easiest. Those people that know, love, and trust you guys already. I think you're doing a really good job. And I found out about the nutrition seminar that you did through social media because you guys post it on social media about what you're doing. I think that's so important. If you're looking to build a nutrition program and be recognized as the nutrition experts in your area, you need to be talking about how you're helping people outside of just your members, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Continually putting out the message and just in different ways. So yeah, we use social media, Instagram posts, Instagram stories. We've started playing around with Instagram Reels, which has been super fun. And then like our blog posting, our email content. So we're just trying to get as much information as possible because we know that people are going to see it in different ways. So just utilizing all types of social medias has been super helpful.
Absolutely. And you guys are sharing it on your personal pages too. Again, going back to like connecting the business with a personal brand, you guys all do a really good job with that. I love that you guys are doing so much in the community because there's so many people beyond just gym members that need help with nutrition. And, I think if COVID did anything, it has woken people up to realize like, hey, I need to take control of my health. I cannot do this on my own. I've tried many diets in the past that haven't worked, and I really need support from a professional to help me make a change that's long term, right?
Yeah. And we noticed like an influx of no sweat intros right after we opened, because I think people were, they were stuck inside for a few months and they needed something. And using nutrition's the simplest way to start. I won't say easiest, but it's the simplest. And let's start with drinking water every single day, or let's start with vegetables every single day, and then slowly build on those. But helping people recognize that it can be very simple, and we will help you align your goals with what you're doing throughout the day. And it's just going to continue to build over time.
As a nutrition coach, I think you have two main roles. And one, you have to keep it simple. And the other one, you have to keep your clients accountable, because it is so easy to get distracted by bright and shiny objects. And especially, are you guys back in school in Tampa, or kids back in school, or are they homeschooled?
They just started this week. I think the first week is virtual, and the next week they go back.
Okay. So on the other side of Florida, where we are 100% virtual for an indefinite amount of time, it's an adventure. But, I think in different areas, and I'm sure you have people too, that moms that are going to continue to homeschool their kids because they don't feel comfortable sending them back to school. There's life events that are happening that could easily make your health and nutrition be put to the back burner. Mm-hmm. And we know like, hey, there's a reason why you put your oxygen mask on first, right? Like you have to take control of your health to be better for your spouse, your family, for everybody. You have to be, a good example for your kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And, life's busy for everyone, and everyone has their own schedules. And, the biggest struggle is I don't have time. And if it is, I'm a firm believer that if it's a true priority to you, you will be able to carve out some time. Let's work around your day. Let's figure out how we can shift things around to make time for yourself. Because like you said, if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're not able to fully help and support the people around you that you love. So making sure that you're taken care of and you're taking the proper steps to fuel, to function effectively, should be the most important thing.
I love it. You guys, I hope this podcast has inspired someone to take action, because you seriously are a leader in the HSN Mentoring platform with all the stuff that you guys are doing at Cigar City. I think it's incredible. What is one of the things that you're most proud of accomplishing since really like launching with HSN? What's one thing that you're most proud of?
Ooh, that's a big question. I would say our nutrition seminar launch, because we were forced to be separated. I made sure to have weekly connections with my nutrition coaches, and then the front load work that we put in just made it so streamlined throughout that entire month. And recognizing like, it just like with nutrition doesn't have to be super complicated, but we have the necessary steps we need to take to set ourselves up for success, and then in order for our clients to see success. So that initial 4-week challenge, I think is my most proud moment of the year, because there's a lot going on. It was very hectic, obviously, and the forced separation was there, but being able to run a successful challenge and then a few weeks later open, and then be able to see everyone in person and celebrate it in person was really special.
You mentioned something before, and I want to say that that's really awesome that you guys were able to do that, because not only did you have a successful challenge, you were really able to help people when they needed it the most, right? Like everything in their lives was being turned upside down, and you guys were able to give them a sense of, here's a plan that you can stick with confidently during the chaos of everything going around. I want to mention something because I didn't draw attention to it when you mentioned it, but You guys doubled your nutrition clients during a pandemic.
We did.
You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's just circle back around that one point that you mentioned and I didn't really pick up on until we're talking about this. You doubled your nutrition clients during a pandemic.
Doubling the nutrition clients is a big one. And having to consider hiring a fourth coach so soon, Liz mentioned it because we're talking about max number of clients for each of us. And she's like, you guys need to hire another coach. And I was like, oh yeah, we do need to hire another coach. Like we're just growing so fast and we're trying to help as many people as possible. So bringing someone else on board is another huge win, because at the beginning of this year, I would not have thought, we were upwards of 4 to 5 nutrition coaches. So that's pretty cool too.
It's really cool. And, one of the ways that the mentors, Liz, one of our mentors, can help project that is by tracking those numbers. And if you're not tracking numbers, you're not going to be able to know where you are compared to how many clients you can actually handle. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is you end up getting overwhelmed and you end up having to cut your nutrition program off, and there's more people that need help. So you want to be able to expand the coaches to be able to help more people, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Last final question. How has HSN helped give you the confidence to run a nutrition program beyond what you were doing before? How have we supported you in building the nutrition program?
So initially, the structure of the training is phenomenal, and it's very straightforward, and there's direct steps that you can take. The mentoring calls with the homework is laid out very clearly, exactly what to do, exactly what the mentor is looking for. And it's given in such a bite-sized form, so you can do it in a progressive way. And then the ongoing accountability and support that the mentors offer has been amazing. We do our monthly calls, and we go through any client issues or just metrics in general and how to approach the following month, and making sure we're sticking to those goals that we set for ourselves. And the content is amazing as well, being able to utilize everything that you guys put out. And overall, because it's backed by registered dietitians, it's you guys have the credentials, you have all the schooling and the research, and I'm able to take everything that you guys have and fully, give it to my clients, because I know that, it's backed by you guys. I don't have to, it takes the guesswork out of it, and everything is ready to go. And it made the growth process of our nutrition program incredible.
Awesome. Well, thank you for trusting us. I think you guys are doing an incredible job building your nutrition program. I honestly cannot wait to see where your program is a year from now. I can only imagine you're going to have a Cigar City nutrition posse. You're doing incredible. Thank you for all that you do. Your story is really inspiring, and I know that you can help so many people change their lives and really make health a priority one step at a time. So continue to do what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job.
Thanks, Nicole. We appreciate you guys.
Research shows the number one thing that keeps employees with a company is the opportunity to grow. Ben with Cigar City CrossFit has done exactly that with his business. I am so excited to watch their business grow in the coming months and years. Next week on the podcast, Ashley and I are answering the most popular question I get asked. How do I package and price my nutrition program? Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss this episode. If you are a gym owner looking to add a nutrition program, don't waste time, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. HSN Mentoring provides you with all the training to become an effective nutrition coach, business support to set yourself up for success, and the ongoing marketing to build nutrition into your business. Book a free call today.